Today on the special historical figures that show you've all been waiting for, we are interviewing a very, very extraordinary person in history. King Leonidas of Sparta. Yes, that great king who allied himself with the Athenians to fight against Xerxes and the great Persian army in 480 BC. Yes, all of you have been wondering about this and have been writing us letters and asking us to interview this great soldier. And we finally did it. Yes, and here he is, King Leonidas, the great Spartan, in his full battle regalia. Hello, King Leonidas. Greetings from the 21st century to the 5th century BC. Greetings to you as well. Yes, I am Leonidas, excuse me. And I rebuffed, for a time, the greatest army in the world at the pass called Thermopylae. Oh, yes, we remember that, because that was where you confronted the Persian army that was led by Xerxes in revenge for what the Athenians had done to his father's army 10 years ago. Yes, of course. But it was more than revenge. Xerxes wanted to destroy the very Athenian way of life. Democracy and philosophy and all the great things that are the Greek heritage to you and many generations after us. Oh, yes, we know that. That's why we're so happy that you won the battle. We did not win, as you know. You did not win. Could you explain? Well, as you know, there was only 300 of us. I personally chose every soldier that was in that battalion. There were 300. It came to known in history as the 300 Spartans, or the 300. And we were very well schooled and skilled in battle. So in the narrow pass of Thermopylae, we were able to rebuff the Persians for a long time until, of course, someone betrayed us and the Persians were able to surround us and annihilate us. Oh, yes, that was terrible. Didn't they finally just shower you with arrows and pierce you? Yes, it was not an easy way to die, but we were prepared. And, of course, we ultimately saved Athens and the Greek way of life. And that is what we were trained to do and what we did, and what the oracle, before I embarked on the mission, foretold would happen. Oh, yes, of course, you went to the oracle in those days. It was at Delphi, wasn't it? And they predicted what would happen to you. You believed in oracles, Leonidas? Yes, of course we did, as we believed in all our gods. And according to that, I was to die in a great battle, but I would save Greece from the Persian invaders. Oh, yes, and again, we're so happy you did, because otherwise we wouldn't have philosophy and government and architecture and all the wonderful things that you Athenians... I am not Athenian. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Spartan. We allied with the Athenians to rebuff Persia. But of course, we remained Spartans to the end. And later, in the same century, the great Peloponnesian War broke out. And that was unfortunate, but it had to be. We were a warlike people. We thrived, we lived, we dreamt of and trained for war. Oh, I see, of course. Yes, and now I must leave you. I must leave you to train and kill. Oh, yes, of course, Leonidas. Thank you very much for the interview. We really appreciated it. And again, thank you for beating the Persians. I did not beat the Persians. I only rebuffed them temporarily. We did not win the war then, but later, thanks to our efforts. You can see that in many later generations, other societies, other countries, even in your own century and your 20th century, have tried to emulate the Spartan way of life in their military discipline. But no one that I know of ever came close to the level of austerity and discipline and strength of the Spartan army. We were unique, in ancient history and in all history. Oh, yes, I can imagine you were, because you just thought that you would either win or die, and there wasn't any in between, and your wife rather, or your mother's rather have you come home on your shield dead than wounded, or having not won a battle. Isn't that right? That is correct. That is not myth or legend. That is absolutely accurate. We had to either win the battle or die in the effort. There was no middle ground. And I want you to know that, all of you, because that is why the Spartans were great. And that is why Greece survived for a time. And now I must go. But remember, Sparta was the greatest military city-state in Greece, and that is all there is to it. Goodbye now, and thank you for this opportunity to share my history. Oh, and thank you, King Leonidas. We really do appreciate it. And again, we salute you and commend you for your fight against the Persians and saving Greece and all the heritage that it brought to us. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.